Hello, hello. Guess I'm here. Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Anybody here? Don't want to really start until I see people and know that I'm here and everybody can hear me. And no one said hello. Happy Sunday, everyone. Hi, Vicki. I'm in the middle of my nonsense. I'm almost done with taxes. Yay! I'm pretty much done with taxes. I just need to write them all up and be good. Hello, Shelley. So I am busy packing up everything. Hi, Diana. And it was requested from our Miss Vicky. She said that I needed to bring out my treasure box. And since I'm having a hard time finding stuff, if I have enough time, I'm going to be working on my little tiny junk journal. Kathleen. So I was having a hard time finding the stuff that I want to start putting into that. I'm ready for meltdown. I'm going to have meltdown soon. The whole thing is just ridiculous. So I thought it was a great idea. Let me get out. Check my sound. Is my sound not good? Can you hear me? Can anybody hear me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Kathleen can hear me. Ooh, hi, Raven. So is everything? I have a mic going on. I have the mic right next to where I'm talking, so somebody else tell me, do I have a problem with sound? Hi, Lori. West Virginia, you are Amber, correct? Hi, Amber. Hi, Vicki. So is everything okay? There's a glare no matter what I do. There's a glare. I am bouncing the light off the wall, and that's the less glare it is. Hi, Catherine. All right, so I am going to start all over again. Okay, so I'm going to show and tell my treasure box. So I don't have to go digging through everything that I've packed to try to find things to do stuff with. So, hi Debbie, hi Ann. So my treasure box is a great big 3-tiered box, and I tip it over so you can see it, but there's all this stuff in here. And this treasure box came about after I read this book. It's called The Merchant of Marvels. The ISBN number, all that good stuff. So I'm doing the treasure box because our Miss Vicky, she requested it, and I thought it would be a really good idea. So this book, now let me back up a little bit. I have been saving stuff my entire life. I have my rock collection from when I was 10, and I have various things throughout my life. I have lived in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different countries. I lived overseas for 10.5 years. My father worked for the airlines his entire adult life. So I have done a lot of traveling. I have collected a lot of stuff my entire life. I like to collect things. That's what I do. I collect things. So this book, before I had this book, I would put things in my jewelry box and boxes, shoe boxes, wherever. I put stuff everywhere. And this book is The Merchant of Marvels and the Peddler of Dreams. And it's a children's book. And it is a book about a person who has a birthday present to give, and the person has everything. They have everything. So he's gone to this special merchant of marvels to find something really special. And the merchant is, hey Thilda, is describing all kinds of different kinds of things that he might be interested in. And the illustrations in this are fabulous, are wonderful, love them. An aviary frock from the bird's market with a secret little door on one side. I mean, it got my imagination really going. And here's a thimble in a little tiny box. A thimble to unstitch with. So, hi Jacqueline. So this really got my imagination going with all the stuff that I have collected. And I went on a binge and started making marvels. And I will show you some of those that I made. And I made my daughter a little box with all these little bits in it, and I will show you what I did for her. Okay? And this is what inspired the whole thing. So it also inspired me to put together not only things that I've made, but, not imaginary treasures and stuff like that, but some of the things that I have collected through my life. It got me to put these things together, and this little box is my small little treasure box. I have lots of collections, lots and lots of collections, and I keep them. I have to turn on the fan. It is getting hot in here. I keep a lot of my collections, my buttons and marbles and dice and shells and all that stuff. I keep in jars, and I've got a great big 5-foot shelf that's about 4 feet wide. It's a CD, DVD case, so it's kind of shallow. I have it has jars of my stuff. And one day I will show all of that stuff. So this is the book that really started this treasure box. And it is a fabulous book. It really is. Hi, Gigi. Really great illustrations. It is a wonderful little story. Lots of imaginary things. This one is the priceless giraffe flowers. It is fabulous. It is really special. I have a clock. From the clock hangs a key, the key to a most beautiful box full of keys. And I think I did that for my daughter too. I had a little box with some little miniature keys in it. It just goes on and on about all these wonderful things. Of course, a lot of them really don't exist. I loved the miniature elephants. A rare round egg and a hat. There's a bunch of different hats. Where's the elephants? Well, probably one of the first things. Anyway. There. Amazingly enough, I also have a troop of elephants, all as small as specks of sand, who come trumpeting from time to time into my teacup. Let me entice you, my dear. Let me tempt you. So, yes. So that's the book that started this whole thing. So here's my box of treasures. Okay. Hi, Tina. Hi, Mary. Okay. Hi, Linda. So here they are. Some of them I've made, some of them I've collected, some of them I've bought along my life, and there's a ton. There's a lot of stuff in here, and I will just start from one side and play and go along and try to keep up with chat. So I'm going to start up here. This is a nest, and it's a store-bought nest. I would really like to make a nest, and this is a silver ball that I bought in Germany. It's a chime ball. You can hear it. Can you hear it? It sounds wonderful. It was a little bit more money than I wanted to spend, but I absolutely love it. I had one that was on a necklace that was a little bit smaller. It wasn't real silver. And when I bought it, it was perfectly, wonderfully silver. You could not see the seam, but you can see the seam now. But that's my little fairy ball, and I keep them in a nest. A rock egg that I got in Kenya. Yes, you can hear it. Yeah, I listened to it, and it was all over for me. I had to have it. Piece of a watch face. I had actually had it in a wooden bowl, and I had a rubber band on top of it, and the rubber band has melted on there, and I cannot get it off without destroying it. So I'm kind of bummed about that. This is a little frame, and I was going to put a picture of my grandmother in it, but I kind of like this guy better, so I put him in there. So that is the first little compartment. In the second little compartment, I have a little funny little bead. I thought it was kind of cute. He's a little rubber dragon. I thought my treasures needed to have a dragon to guard them. Hi, Scandia. This is an old needle, and it's brand new. It's old. It's a piece of paper, the way they used to sell needles, and the needles are still in here, all of them. And so I think it's really cool. So I just keep it in here just so that I have it just the way it is. Fia. Hi, Fia. Hi, Franna. Okay. A key. I love keys. I have a whole collection of keys. I don't buy very many keys, but I do on occasion find one that's really, really cheap somewhere. I did a couple of years ago. I found a key and splurged on my birthday. So I have a whole jar full of keys. This is a little frog. I think I got this at a zoo somewhere, but I thought he was kind of cute. A little silver fish. Again, somewhere along my travels I found this fish, and it says Giggle on the back. Love that. And here is one of the treasures that I have made. This is a lock of Rapunzel's hair. I spent probably 6 hours braiding this to get it done, and it is over 8 feet long. I am planning to wrap it around. I've got a couple of wooden spools, and I think I'm going to wrap it around the wooden spools to store instead of around here. I think it'll be more interesting that way. So I haven't done that yet, but it's in the works. So that is Rapunzel's lock of hair. Okay, so that is all the stuff in there. See if I can put stuff back. The next one we have, this is a moss agate bowl. It is actually, you know how you have a rock. This is an actual agate. It's a rock that they carved a bowl out of. I just absolutely love this. I actually traded some larger rocks that I had to this rock shop that had this, so I didn't pay for it. I traded for it, which I thought was really a good deal. But I love this bowl. I just absolutely love this bowl. I have never seen anything like it before, and I've never seen anything like it since. Am I going to show you how to do the Rapunzel's hair? I strung it from, where did I string it from? Something on some shelves, and I walked clear across the room and had the strings on little spools so that I could unwind them all at one time, and I just braided it. It was not the most fun thing in the whole wide world. Inside this I have, what do you call these, scarabs? Scarab. I got that in Egypt when I was there. I actually got that in Egypt. I have a good luck starfish. Let's see if we can. And I got this in St. Louis, and it says enjoy on the back. I actually got this mercury dime in my tips. They threw the dime in the change in my tips, and I happened to notice it, so I grabbed it. Hi, Jeannie. So I decided to save that. A little shell, a marble, and a little tiny die. Okay. I love little wooden jars and bowls and containers. This one has a screw top, and inside is a Monopoly thimble. And then some of my favorite coins from around the world. I brought this one back from Italy because I love the coin inside the coin. I thought that was the coolest thing. It's my favorite coin ever. I do have a 6-pence. And I like the coin with a hole in it. This one is from Sweden. I think it's the smallest coin I have. And I have a whole jar of coins. And this one is no cash value. It is a food and fun and fascination token. It's a circus house token. Now I also have somewhere another coin, and I couldn't figure out where it is, but it's a coin that says, "Heads I win, tails you lose." And I love that one too. I have no idea where it is. I know it's got to be someplace. So, and it needs to go in here. Alright, so over here we've got a shell that I found on Honeymoon Island in Florida. Hi, Emma. And these little shells, let's see if we can actually focus on them. These little shells I actually got in Miami on the beach. Let's see if we can get it to focus. I actually got about a foot away from, if not closer to, the sand to pick up these little tiny shells. I spent probably 2 hours face down on the beach, had somebody come up and ask if I was okay, but could not stop collecting these little tiny shells. You can see them. They are actual real shells. Hi, Patricia. Okay. And here is a little silver dish that was given to me. It's a sterling silver. It was more silver when I got it, but it's a cute little dish. And in the dish is my loose screw. I've got quite a few of those. I love rocks, so fossils and all that kind of stuff, just love them. A silver little elephant. It's not real silver, it's probably pewter or something. And a pair of dice, an old pair of dice. So those are in there. We'll go on this side first. This is a little piece of embroidery that I did when I was in England. It's just the Lazy Daisy stitch in a pyramid shape. I called them fiddles at the time. Yeah, you do. You get the teeny ones in Cornwall that are orange. That would be cool. Yeah. I don't know if I ever picked up any shells when I was in England. So that was something that I embroidered. Here's another rock. I think I got this one in Kenya as well. I think I bought 2 or 3 rocks. Thought that was cute. It's egg shape. Had to have it. Somebody made me a paper rose, and I've kept it for a very long time, and I can't remember if I made this one or I don't remember. I think I did because it's with Japanese paper. A sand dollar, a piece of glass, and a rock. I'm not sure what kind of rock it is, but I like this little window in the center of it. It just kind of goes through. Kind of like that. So, in this, I got a little tiny basket, and in my basket is my world marble. It's just a marble with the world painted on it, which I thought was kind of cool. So that goes in the basket. This is a little tiny jointed teddy bear. When I was making teddy bears in the 80s and early 90s, I made this little guy. I used to make my own little patterns and I used to sell them. And so this is my own little pattern for this little baby bear. And I only made 2 or 3 of these guys. They weren't the fun. They weren't real fun. And I made a couple that were just a little bit larger than this. It's just thread. It's just thread. I put the thread all the way through to both sides. So it's just a piece of, well, and I went back and forth so that they could move. So he could move. He could move. Yeah. And I made a couple a little bit bigger, like about quite a bit bigger, still jointed, for a wedding cake topper. It was a bride and groom teddy bear. Here is an old perfume bottle with some clock, some watch parts in it. It's my bottle of time, and I'm hoping to get a little tag made that says bottle time or spare moments. One of the two, little somethings. And here's another bottle of shells. These, of course, are just a little bit larger. In this one here, I don't know if you can see it, I have got a rockfish, aquamarine, I believe, and a butterfly clip. And I love rocks a lot. So all these are marbles. These are all different kinds of rocks made round, like marbles, but they're actually stone. So there's a bunch of different kinds in here, and I really liked them. So I just put them all in here to keep them. Alright, so the next one over, this is a little thing I got in England. It is, what's the brand, Debbie? I can't read it. It's too small. It's a porcelain. They do porcelain boxes with it. And so this is just a little egg that comes unscrewed. And I don't know if you can see. I can see it better in the camera. Hamilton Days Enamels. It's enamel. So it screws closed, and inside I have a couple of little miniature Monopoly pieces, my 3 blind mice, and a couple of teacups. Hi, Tammy. So they get put in that egg. Oops. I have a broken die that I absolutely love taking pictures of. I have, on my Flickr site, I've got a ton of pictures with different backgrounds and lit differently. This die that is broken. I don't know what it is, the attraction. This little bottle has some doll buttons that I found in my grandmother's stuff. Tiny little old doll buttons. I just thought those were so precious that they needed their own little jar, so they live in here. I have a little box. She's three-dimensional. I got this at Miami, the craft thing that they have at Valentine's Day. And inside is a little compass, some more of the stones in case I lose any, and a whole deck of miniature playing cards. Yes, it is the entire deck. These I have found at Michael's in the miniatures. They're not very expensive, but they are so well done. I had to have, and I think I've got a couple of them, but this one here is the entire deck of cards right in the box. The entire deck of cards. See, Vicki said that you guys would want to see this. I've been holding out for too long. You guys needed to see it. Okay, so here's my, okay, I am a crazy person. I admit it straight up. I admit it ahead of time. Please, no one freak out. In 2006, the apartment I was living in was invaded by termites. When I woke up the next morning, there was a sea of termite wings everywhere. And so I spent quite a few hours picking up the wings, and I put them in little baggies, and I did photograph them. You'll see photographs of them on Flickr with different lighting and different backgrounds and stuff like that on glass and things like that. And when I had finished photographing them, I put them all in this bottle. So that's my termite wings. All right, moving on before I freak anybody out. Okay, so that's my first layer. My second layer, as I pull out the box, here's my second layer. Oh, they came up from the ground. I bet that's where they came up from, because they invaded it at midnight. It was after work, and I was getting ready for bed, turned on the light in the bedroom, and came back after getting myself a drink, and it was a black cloud. It was horrible. Anyway, I liked to collect things, and this is a little bottle, and I do this a lot. This is a little bottle. I liked the looks of the bottle, so I put some little bits and pieces in the bottle. There's a sapphire that I found in my grandmother's stuff. It was unmounted. It was just a sapphire. A key, some little dice. I've got some unpolished garnets in there. There's the oysters, when you have them dive for an oyster, sorry, and they put it in jewelry for you. Well, I have done that a couple of times, but I don't let them poke any hole in my oyster, in my pearl, because I like putting them in my bottles like this. There's little shells, little bells, just a little collection of all kinds of little tiny bits, buttons. And I usually have these like on my dresser or, you know, just sitting out. Because I really like that. I've got quite a few of these in different sizes. Okay, here's another box, and I need to glue this on. It came off. This box has in it a 4-leaf clover and a dried rose. Now, the box came with the 4-leaf clover. I've never found a 4-leaf clover in my life. So it came that way. Here's my favorite shell that I found in Florida, and I have photographed this quite a few times as well. But I just love this shell. I don't know why. Just love it. This is my newest find. I found this little elephant. He's supposed to be a lucky elephant, and so, hi Scotty. And so that's the newest addition. A cat pin. My very favorite slinky, and I've had this for a lot of years. It's a little metal slinky. It used to be purple. It's kind of silver now. And this also, I have taken a ton of pictures of this slinky. I love my slinkies. I don't know what it is about slinkies. I love them. Love them. Anyway, sorry. Here's another one of those charmy balls. But this one doesn't sound as nice. This one used to be a necklace. It has a little hole there where it hung on a necklace. Sounds okay, but you know, it's not my favorite one. This little fish, I think I found this in Italy, but I like that he moves. He's a jointed fish, and I've thought about putting him in a bird cage, but I don't know if I could get him to hang just right. But I love him. I love him. Here is the first time I ever went to the beach in Miami. I found this shark tooth. I picked up a bunch of kelp seaweed, and it was right underneath there. I have never found another shark tooth. And most of them that people find are black. So I don't know how I managed to find this one, but love that. Here is a little metal container with, oh, it's really closed. It's got some miniature sand dollars in it and a stamped eye underneath. Here's a little, I think it's a hedgehog. Got that in Virginia. He's got little rollers. He's a little toy. I like my toys. And underneath that is a little piece of, I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I thought it was cool. It must be some kind of visa or something. I think I found it in postage stamps, and I thought it was really an interesting little bit, so I have it underneath here. And I'm going to have to redo that whole thing. This one, another egg from Kenya. Here, I'm going to put this on the side this time. clear marble, kind of like a fortune teller's glass ball. This is a wooden chain. Thought it was kind of neat. A little giraffe I got in Kenya. A butterfly. This is a pin. I don't remember where I found him, but I love faces, so he was really kind of cool. He had a lot of character. You can't see all the detail on him, but he's really kind of neat, so he lives in here. More old dice. Here's just a little wooden one. And a pair of metal ones. They are actually solid metal of some sort. I kind of want to put all my marbles and all my stuff together too, but it's more interesting when you have things all spread out all over the place. Here's another key. A shell fossil. Here is a bird nest that I did crochet, and a little fish lives in there. Anyway, here are two, and both of these are Bare Aspirin bottles. They have buttons in them, little tiny buttons, old buttons. One of these, this one, is just a normal screw cap. And this one is actually a plastic child-proof bottle. I have to actually press it down and turn it to get it to open. Thought that was really neat. So I have both of those and an envelope from France. It's an old envelope. Let's see if I can get everything back in here. Alright, in this little container I have another one of those wooden jars, and inside here are some little beads. They're ladybug beads. A triangle doohickey thingamabob. I don't know exactly what it is. I think it is a magnifying glass for words, but I just love it. Another marble. A face that I got in Scotland. It's a pin. If I find more treasures, I'm going to have to either juggle them or I'll figure out a place to put them in. Here's another box that I have, and inside here is a Lucky Mermaid I got in New Orleans, a couple little keys, and a shell. I can't save any more treasures. I'm not allowed any more treasures. That's my problem, is I've got too many. I love these little heart keys. Thought they were cute. Another fossil. Here's some more really old buttons. These were my grandmother's. And she had them in this old pill jar. Remember when before you had to have these little things with the childproof things? So these are little tiny buttons that she had. She made a lot of dolls and that kind of thing. So here is a lucky turtle. That's too difficult not to be able to keep saving treasures. Here's a little jar. I'm not sure what I'm going to put in there, but he's my Alice cat. Every time I put things in the jar, you can't see his little face, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Here's my little, is it Shiva? I like elephants, so. And here's another watch face that I love. I've had for many, many years. I think I got it in Germany, and I have done a lot of photographs with this piece here. I just love it. It's enamel on the face here. So it's one of my favorites. All right, so in this little area here, I have another starfish on my container that has light from a blue moon. This shell I got when I was about 8 years old. I was shopping in a shell store in Oregon. The owner of the shell store was so impressed that I didn't touch anything, that I didn't yell and scream and stomp my feet asking for this and that and the other thing. I was really, really quiet, and he, as we were leaving, he actually said I could pick one shell of my choice for being so good, and this is the shell that I picked. It was from Spain. I liked the colors. Another key, another butterfly clip. This, I believe, is a Cracker Jack prize. It was in my grandmother's stuff. I think the face moves. But I don't know for sure that that's what it is. I suspect it is, but I'm not really sure. Let me put these down here. Some, I think they're Chinese coins. A little kitty cat box that I got in New Orleans. And inside is a little sticker, a die, an old gem, and this is an hourglass. It's actually a sterling silver charm piece that actually does have sand in it that actually moves back and forth. Love it. A little optical illusion thing. And a little rubber manatee. Ooh, Indian artifacts. I don't have any of that. This is another little matchbox that I decorated for my daughter and I. She got some and I got some. And this one, I need to make another little tiny book. I'm going to make a little tiny book to put in here. I was noticing that last night that I can do much better with a little tiny book to put in there. So I'm going to have to work on that when I get a chance. And in this one is dragon scales that I made from plastic. I melted them a little bit with a heat gun so that they would be different shaped, and I put some paint on them so that they had some color, but those are dragon scales. And in here I am going to show some of the ways that you guys can do this. I found these little tiny bottles at a dollar store. They were only $1. They had glitter in them at the time. I took the glitter out and I put my own little bits and pieces in. Some of them are stones from pieces of jewelry. They're probably not real stones. Some of them are little tiny shells. Some of them are clock parts, watch parts. Here's some watch hands. And this one are my little tiny loose screws. I don't know if you can see them in that last bottle right there. They're watch screws. They're tiny little screws. I have a whole jar full of my loose screws. You know I have a few. What else is in here? Most of these are the little tiny shells. And in this one are some little earrings that I clipped the backs off of, and some itsy bitsy little diamond chips that used to be earrings. They were just too small and kept going through my ears, so I took them out of the earrings and put them in here. So you too can collect little bottles and put your own little treasures in there, and I will show you some different ways to go about doing that. So that is the second layer. You have a loose screw too? All right, so let me close this up. The last layer is a drawer on the bottom that pulls out. And what I have in here are some old pictures. I've got this. It's a cigarette case. I really love this cigarette case. It's a skinny little cigarette case. I think I had a friend when I waited tables. I think she smoked these, and I thought that was the cutest little thing. And I have filled it with a lot of old photos because I love the box. And then in here I've got a photo of my grandmother when she was 16. This is my grandmother surrounded by her entire family. Mother, father, brothers, sisters, aunts and uncles, cousins, and my grandmother's 10 years old in there. And then this is the other side, my great-grandfather and my great-great-grandmother surrounded by her family. A lot of his brothers and sisters are in there. He came from a family of 12, so not all of them are there, but most of them. There's a few missing, but most of them are there. Here's another triangle. I believe it's a magnifying glass. Okay. Empty bead tubes work wonderfully for that kind of thing. Here is another, I think this is another Cracker Jack, an old Cracker Jack charm. And I made this little, I had that stamp at one point of Mona. I no longer have that stamp. This is the only thing I have stamped with that, but I did color the tin with the alcohol inks. I had a whole little thing of tins, and I only kept the ones I really loved. Here's some more cards. These are not the whole entire deck, and they're not as nice as the little tiny ones, but they're still kind of cool. And I have the fish in the bottom of that one. This one is also another stamp that I had of Mona in the bottom there. And this one's got some shark teeth and an old fossil. This actually I found at the museum in St. Petersburg when I was just there. I love Alice in Wonderland, so I needed a little tin, and in the tin are some of my inchies, my photographs that are just an inch. Bunch of different photographs, some of my artwork, and some, I think I got some family photos in there, and some little inchy bits. And there, I like my inchies. I don't know what to do with all of them, but I do like them. And this little, I see I love little tins. I love little tins. In this one, I have a tarot deck. The entire tarot deck is in here. It's not a prism. It's more of a magnifying. It's so that you can read stuff. And I can see it in person, but you can't see it in the camera. Anyway. What I think is what it's supposed to be. And these little bead tubes, I have collected my kitty cat whiskers. This is Pipsy. She's my little pain in the butt kitty cat, and she has white whiskers. The dark whiskers are my little moon doodle, who is over 15 years old now. So I've got quite a few of his that I have found throughout his life. And this one is Moon's brother. We only had him for a couple years, so I don't have very many of his whiskers. But that is Milk Dribble's whiskers right there. Over here, I've got a heart that I got in England. Some more unpolished garnets. A tree knot, and I think it looks like a nest. I don't know what to do with it. It's kind of small, and I can't get anything really to go in there, so I really like it, but I don't know what to do with it. Some little tiny feathers. I'm thinking about putting them in a jar or something. In here I've got some glass fish and some little pearl beads. Here's some little pictured cards from Flickr. I've had these for quite a few years. I got them free when I did something and didn't know what to do with them. So another one of the, it's a whole deck of playing cards, but these are not single. It's a whole thing, and I think if I were to tear them apart, they would not be really that cool. So I'm not sure exactly what I want to do with them, so I've just kind of kept them that way. And here's some more of the glass that I found in Miami. I love this little, you don't see it very often, or I don't find it very often, but I like it when I do find it. So that is that. So that is my treasure box. And I have got more. I've got more. That's not the only treasure box I have. This is kind of like the box that I made for my daughter, and it's got all kinds of fun stuff in it. when I did this for my daughter and I did 2 boxes. I got these little jars and little boxes and little bits and stuff to put all these things in. I made one for her and one for me, and I wanted to do things that were imaginary and all that stuff. So here are my miniature unicorn horns. Yes, there's more. There is more. A bit of a witch's broom. And of course it's just pieces of an old broom. Here's some more bottled time or some spare moments. Some little miniature eggs. They're for bright ideas. When they hatch, there'll be a wonderful bright idea in there. And what I need to do is make little tags, and I will show you what I was trying to do last night. But I'm having a hard time with the tags because the tags are overwhelming the bottle, and it looks horrible. But I want the names of the stuff on the bottles. Here is a little tiny bottle full of little treasures. Shells, there's a bell in there, some stars, a gem, I think it's a rhinestone, some little things in there, and this probably would be called birthday wishes. I had some little bits of clay, so I had some wiggle eyes. I covered the backs of the wiggle eyes with clay, colored them purple, and these are Eye of Newt. I'm thinking that I might have to do something on the computer. I can show you the tags that I try to do, and here's the tags. Also, just if you're thinking about doing this for yourself, these little jars are nail bling from the Dollar Tree. They're little glass jars full of stuff. Wonderful little bits of confetti and whatever. And you could do your own little bits. So here are some happy thoughts. I was trying to get some little tiny tags, but they're overwhelming for the bottle. Anyway, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Do we have time? We'll get to it. We'll get to it. Let's get... Okay, so that was Eye of Newt. I put some little tiny balls of the same stuff and colored it green for wart of toad warts. Here are a bunch of little keys. And I don't remember what was supposed to be on there. Magic or something, I don't even remember. Here's some little shells again. Here's some little rhinestones for happy thoughts. Or it could be, I've got a whole list of things. Children's laughter or something. Some little beads, and this is supposed to be, I think I did this for my daughter, snow that never gets cold. Some more little tiny buttons, and you can probably find these in a sewing department. They're just doll buttons. These are brand new. I've not had these for very long. Here is sand from Neptune's castle. Here is a bunch of little tiny dice, and I've had these for a long, long time. And so this is good luck. Here's some little beads, and these are crocodile tears. And here is, this took me hours to do. These are the little tiny bits you get out of sequins. These were in my grandmother's sequins, and I went to the bottom of the jar to collect just the black ones. So now we have ladybug spots. Okay. Yes, I'm a little odd. And here is a little bit of glitter with some star glitter mixed in. And this is stardust. I think that's all of them that I have in here. We've got a little jar full of children's laughter, and these are just crystals. So they're supposed to catch the light. It doesn't really catch the light in this light. Children's laughter, and that needs a tag. Here is, can't remember what this one was supposed to be. Forgotten memories. They're just beads. They're old beads, and they are coming. The bead is coming. You know, the paint is chipping off, so I put them in here to protect them a little bit. Here's some more of the crocodile tears. I love those beads, and they just remind me of the shape of a tear, so that's what those are. Here's some little beads, and these are happy thoughts. Just capturing it. I haven't been stealing it, just capturing it a little bit. Some more glitter. Glitter is a really easy way to do pixie dust and stardust and that kind of thing. Here's some more store-bought buttons. Some more little watch parts. I had a bunch of watch parts and didn't know where to put them, how to store them, so I wouldn't lose them, so I just kept putting them in jars and stuff. I was taking pictures of them, and I don't know if I've even posted any of those. Here is some more, here's some pixie dust and some more shells. So finding these little bottles, I got a lot of these little bottles, some of them with the screw tops at Michael's. Tim Holtz had a bunch of them out at one point. I don't know if he still does. So here's another one of those little jars full of little bits and pieces. Clothespin. There's a playing card in there. Let's get it focused. A key, a shoe, a ladybug, a star. I love to just put, there's a face in there, it's upside down. I love just to put little bits and pieces together in a jar. It's just, I just love collecting things. That is my, I don't know why. There's another loose screw in there too. And then you can do it a little bit bigger. This is a spice jar, I think, that I got. And just put a bunch of little toys, beads, charms. Let's get something underneath it so you can see what's in there. I think there's a dime in this one. There's a Monopoly piece, keys, dice. There's a heart, there's a fish, there's a mushroom, button. I don't know what it is about these little collections. Interesting. Hi, Pam. I like just putting interesting little collections together. There's wiggle eyes in there. There's a little monkey. What do you call those? The monkeys that you link each other to. It's a miniature one of those. Love that. I just love putting little collections together. Little treasures. I don't know what it is. I like doing that. So I've got these little jars of little interesting bits all over the place. All over the place. Different kinds of things. And then another way you could do it is get those bead containers. I think Walmart has these. Joann's has them. Michael's has them. They're just the plastic containers that have these actually have, you screw them on so you know your beads won't escape. And then you can put your little bits and pieces in each of the containers. And this one is all clear so you can see all the little bits and pieces. Of your collection. Those scissors actually open and close. Love those things. And that's an old clothespin of my grandmother's. A face, a marble, little bird, all that fun stuff. So you can find these bottles here came from the Container Store. They come in different sizes. So you can put your pixie dust in a little jar or a little Ziploc bag. Either one of those would work. I put some glitter in a Ziploc bag for my granddaughter and put it in her book. I stapled it to a piece of cardstock and labeled it fairy dust, pixie dust, one of the two. Glitter and confetti. It's a good thing to have. And like I said, if you get the little tiny jars from the Dollar Tree, there are. I meant to grab one. Do I have one? Of course not. I meant to grab them. They come in, maybe I can reach. Maybe I can reach. Yes. They come in these, so you get 8 of them for $1. Little tiny itsy bitsy bottles. They're glass. And they've got some interesting little tiny shapes in them. They're nail art things. And you can call them whatever you want to call them. I have a list somewhere. And did I not? Yes, here's my list. Some of the things that I was going to call my things were, pixie dust, stardust, good luck, children's laughter, spare moments, birthday wishes, daydreams, forgotten memories, reflections of a blue moon, happy thoughts, imagination, courage and patience, those things that we all need a little bit more of. You can put different kinds of glitter in your bottles and your collections. Put little tags on them saying that they are this, that, or the other thing. And here's one that has love and wisdom, daydreams. I didn't get very far because I went to do that and then noticed that they just overwhelmed the bottles so much. I'm not a big, nail art bottles at the Dollar Tree. I'm not a big glitter person. I don't use a lot of glitter. It gets everywhere, but having them in the little tiny bottles and labeling them as fun little bits are a whole lot more fun than anything else. So I was trying to use this little tiny tag, as I got a whole little package of them. So it's a little tiny itsy bitsy tag. I put the word magic on it, and I tried to put it on the bottle, and it doesn't seem like it's very much fun. It's just too big, because these bottles are just way too small. Okay? So yes, I think I might have to print out little tiny fonts on cardstock and try to cut them out as close as possible. Put a little tiny hole in them and use thread to tie them to my bottles. I need to label up all my little bits. Oh, that's hilarious. Scotty says she found a spray bottle. She has herself a spray bottle. See if I can see it. I have to read that one, Scotty. That's hilarious. I filled a spray bottle with lavender water and labeled it Joy. Grumpy kids got sprayed. That's hilarious. I love that. I love it. You sprayed yourself almost every day. That's too funny. That's too funny. So I am trying to get these little boxes. I've got a collection of little boxes that I'm trying to decorate up so that I can put my little jars of whatever inside them and have little tiny museums of, whatever, or little treasure chests, little treasure boxes to put all the little tiny bottles in when I have them all done up. And use a tiny punch. I don't have a tiny punch that would work with that. The cork, yeah, I meant to bring in my bottles as well. I do have quite a few. Tim Holtz had quite a few of these bottles with the cork stoppers, and they work pretty well as well. The stoppers seem to stay in pretty well if you get them in there firm enough. And I've been doing this for quite a few years. I really do enjoy my treasures. I love my treasures. I love getting little boxes, decorating the little boxes, putting my little bits you know, from my big box, you know, those kinds of things, a shell, a little bottle of pixie dust, a die, you know, whatever, you know, you can put in there. And I am planning to put some together because I've got a lot of extra stuff that I really just don't need. So I am planning on putting some of the stuff together. Here I was trying to do some tags for some of the bottles, and my stamps I've had for quite a long time. They seem to be, I don't know what's the word for this. I don't know if you can see it on that one, but they seem to be you can see it on this one. It's not smearing. It's like they're not clear. Something's wrong with the ink. See what happened there? It kind of bled. It bled. Of course I will show you. Tuesday Morning has small glass bottles with screws and corks. Bye, Tina. Hi, Lisa. So, yeah, so I think my stamp pad words are going bad or have gone bad. So I can't really use those anymore. Yes, we should all have a bottle of joy and fairy dust and maybe one for the loose screws. So this was my attempt at making some little tags, and I didn't get very far. I'm in the middle of my madness, and let's not drive me crazy by reminding myself that I am in the middle of complete nonsense. And I'm not getting anywhere. So there's a many different ways to do your own little treasure. Uh-oh, let me get my focus thingamajigger out here where I'm going to be able to find it again. Many different ways to do a treasure box. And this one is a huge one. I found this one at Ross or Marshall's or one of those kind of places. I had gone in for something else and noticed it, and I absolutely knew that I had to have it for my treasures. Absolutely. With a glass top and everything, just had to have it. So let me put my toys away, and I've got a little bit of time. I am going to work on my little junk journal. I've got a couple of them going. And since I've got a little bit of time, I should go ahead and do that. A little jewelry box would be fun for this. I think that's what I used for my daughter. She was like only 8 at the time, so she really loved it. And I just filled them with little tiny boxes full of stuff and little tiny jars and whatever I could find. Just put that in there for her. TJ Maxx has little chests like that. I think that it was supposed to be a jewelry box. So I think it was supposed to be a jewelry box. So I started this little junk journal a couple weeks ago. And all I've done so far was gathered a bunch of papers together and oh, I could do that. Hello, Irina. Hello, hello. I could do that. I could, and Irina suggests with the bottle tags, I could just make a list. Oh, and it disappeared. I could just make a list of the things and then put them on the tops of the container so that you could. But I moved mine around so much, I don't know if that would really work for me. But you could label the bottle. I don't know if I'd really want to obstruct the view of the bottle. Or you can put the labels in the lid of the box. Those kinds of things as well. Yes, thank you, thank you. A list of contents, is she saying? The idea would be to spot the things listed. Oh, okay, okay. All right, yeah, yeah. But some of them are, happy thoughts are pretty obscure. Any of those things in there could have been, you can label as happy thoughts. So, I really, really enjoyed making that junk journal. When was that, guys? Hi, Linda. My daughter, I want to say she was about 8, but that doesn't seem right. Maybe she was 10? I don't know. She wasn't. Sorry, you didn't get your notification. And Kathleen's busy looking for her chest so that she can put her treasures away. I've started something. Behind the glass bottles. Oh, that would be good, Raven. Yeah. Same kind of idea. Putting the list underneath the bottle so that you can read what's there. Yeah. Yeah. I could probably print them really, really small. That's my next, after my nonsense is finished and I have a few spare moments, that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to print out a list of stuff and see if I can get it as small as possible. Did I start something, Kathleen? Did I start something? I knew Vicky Vicky said that you guys really wanted to see that you don't have a chest, but you have a storage building. Scotty. What are we going to do with you, Scotty? So, this is what I wanted to spend the rest of my time with. The nonsense ends. My taxes are done. I just need to write them out finally and get them out. So pretty much, my taxes are finally done. The nonsense continues, and I'll have a meltdown because it's just horrible. But the renovations themselves are taking place on Wednesday. It is all Vicky's fault. So renovations on Wednesday. So I am a little crazed. I will be a little crazed for the next few days. I have to pack up half my kitchen, and I have no place to put the boxes of stuff. So I will be streaming on Tuesday. I'm hoping that I will have all my stuff packed up and ready for them to do their thing. I have a lot of my craft stuff, and I should be gluing or doing something as I'm talking. I was going to put let me put some pockets in here, or some tags, or some tabs, or what should I do? I feel like I'm at a loss as to what I want to do. I want to make tags out of this. This is cool. I want to add this as a tip out is what I want to do. So I need some washi tape. Yes. Taxes are, for the most part, taxes are, I'm not worried about taxes anymore. It's all figured out. I just have to rewrite it and post it. So I'm not, that's good, and it took me forever. It's really rough when you're starting to do something. I might need to put a picture underneath here before I put the flip out. So it's really rough to figure out. It's confusing, isn't it? It's just so confusing. I don't trust my apartment complex to do anything. I'm not even going to go there. Don't make me crazy. I can't believe I have to do all of this nonsense in the first place. They are not helpful at all. I need my air conditioning cleaned, and they are not at all concerned about that at all. I've not seen them. I've complained a number of times, threatened them, still have not seen them. They don't care. I found the mold. Okay, I'm getting started. Stopping. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible, and they will not do anything about it. They are ignoring me. They are ignoring me. They want their thing done. They expect me to take time off. I am not being compensated. I am still expected to pay rent, but cannot do any of my work, and I need to take time off to pack up all my stuff so that they can do what they want to do, but they're not willing to do anything for me. All right. What size are the pages? I believe they're 4 by 6. I think. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see for sure. 4 and a quarter. 4 and a quarter by 7. 4 and a quarter by 7. Yep, I am nothing but a rent check. Yes, don't get me started. Really, honestly, I am very close to having a meltdown. I'm expected to not work and lose money and, do everything that they want to do, but when it comes to cleaning out the air conditioning, they've refused. They've just refused. They've refused to do anything at all. Should I put pictures in here first, or should I put pockets? Pockets? Why am I just kind of stuck here? Not sure what direction I want to go. Got quite a few neat things that I can put in here. That's a little, I want this whole picture. That's pretty cool. Oh, that's pretty neat too. So should I just glue pictures, and dragon teeth would be good. Are you talking about the cat whiskers? What's going on? Dragon teeth would be interesting. Hedgehog quilts. Hedgehog quilts. Are hedgehogs poisonous? Do they have poisonous thorns? This is just a little bit too wide for most of this. Ooh, it would fit on there. Let me glue that on there. I like the looks of that. So I'm just going to, I don't have a ton of time. Oh, hedgehogs. Hedgehog quills as dragon teeth. Oh, that would be cool. Scotty, and you are going to be walking down the path on on the picture. That is a cool picture, isn't it? It's very relaxing. I should probably put that in here somewhere. Where did it go? Yes. It's very relaxing. We'll do that next. I think this is the perfect spot for that picture. I should add some pockets, some flip outs. What else can I add real quick to this? So anyway, I am having the renovations done on Wednesday. I will stream on Tuesday. I have just about everything packed so that it's out of the way, because they are invading every room of the apartment. Every single room, bathroom, kitchen, dining room, living room, and every single bedroom. There's no place that's safe. So I've had to pack up stuff so that I can move things around so they can get to the windows and the ceiling fans, the light fixtures, whatever. And so I haven't been able to find a lot of my stuff. I have it packed. It will take me a little while to unpack it and reorganize it so I can find stuff. I am hoping to stream on Sunday afterwards, but if I can't find my stuff, I might have to take the time to find it, to organize it, so that I can actually do something during the stream. I should put that there with the map behind it. I don't like this little white spot here. Your daughter has one of what? Your daughter has a hedgehog? I think those are the cutest little things. Love those. I have never seen one in person. I've only seen pictures, videos. Do you have the hedgehog quills? Oops, that's not the one I want to put it here somewhere. I like that. That's really kind of cool. Let's put it here. Let's put it there. It's very relaxing. You have some hedgehog quills? I bet those are pretty cool, says the lady with all the cat whiskers. I've seen porcupine quills. I used to collect those, but I don't have any of those anymore. I'm going to trim that off. You saved some Wow. How often do they lose their quills? That would be really neat. I think hedgehogs. A hedgehog as a pet? Ah, that would be so cute. Where are you're in West Virginia and you have a hedgehog? There we go. That's nice. Oh, that's so relaxing. You have an ice storm coming. That sounds icky. That doesn't sound so good. So I am just finding some images just to glue in. I don't really want to get involved. I should be making some tags to put in here. But I think what I want to do is add some pictures, some magazine images, and then put tags and pockets kind of over them so that there's something behind them. I think that's what I'm going for. I think that's what I want to do. And I had the other junk journal that I've been messing around with for a couple years and never seemed to really like. This one, this is it, except I thought I'd put it in a book like I did the other one I did on Tuesday, which seems like a very long time ago. So I am thinking that I need to put, I'm thinking I'm going to put these signatures together in this book. And what I will have to do is take out these last little pages and get the bit of all this book page garbage out of here. And I think I will sew it in like I did the other one on just a piece of cardboard. But I think I'm going to do it just slightly different. But that's where I am going with this one. And also I need to add some envelopes and some images. And I'm not sure if I want to do the work on here as signatures. And I think I do, so I might need to sew them together as signatures. I guess I could do that real fast. I seem to be very distracted, so my thoughts keep going back to all the nonsense and all the stuff I still have to do. So that's what, yeah, that's what I'm thinking that I will do, and do some fun stuff with this junk journal. I really, really enjoyed the junk journal that I made on Tuesday. Something about that junk journal really I just really enjoyed that. It spoke to me for some reason, which is a good thing, because I needed a little project to distract me, but I really liked the way it turned out. So I would like this one to do the same thing. for me. And I think that putting it in a book, I think this is what's going to make it better for me. I think it will. So that's what I am going to do. I really, really like these two pictures. But it's a little too wide. You liked watching that journal. Thank you, Scotty. I enjoyed that journal. I did it so fast. I didn't think about a lot of it. But it just turned out wonderfully. It was nice. I don't like those scissors. It really did. It had something about that little book. There was something about it. There was just something about it. Thank you. I did it really fast. I did it without thinking, and I just absolutely loved it. It was so random. I just grabbed things, and I did kind of I had a pile that I put together the hour before or so of all the pages of things that I wanted to put in there. And it was just, I don't know what it was about that, but yeah, it really turned out great. It really did turn out great. And I was kind of hoping to do the same thing with this one, but I don't have all my stuff. So I think that's my problem, is I just don't have all my stuff. I need to make some tags. I need to make some pockets to put in here. This needs to be glued down a little bit better. Right here on the edge. Yes, I did. And I still haven't sent it to her. I've added a few other things. Like I said, it really spoke to me. And I emailed her the next day and I said, would you mind terribly if I added some more stuff to it? And she said, do what you want to it. So as I was packing up stuff, I would take a break every few hours, and I pulled it out and glued some pictures and found some more stuff to put in it and did some more paper clips, and just it really did help me relax a lot. There was just something about that book. And it really did help me when I needed something to help me. And I'm going to do a little quick video before I send it away. I'm going to do a little quick flip through of it soon. I'm not sure exactly when I will get to it, but I'm going to do a flip before I get it in the mail to her. So I'll be able to see it again and see the little bit of changes that I made to it. I like this little mouse, but I want all the cookie with it. That would be good on a pocket. You put a pocket in here. Let's see what I have here. I pulled out some stuff to do some things. There's some envelopes, but I have to put that in after there's some images. I have some cupcake wrappers, which would be a really interesting tuck spot somewhere. And I think it might be too fragile. I might need something else with that. You liked the last one? It was cool. I loved that. I don't know what it was. Aw, poor Kathleen. She's missing all the streams. Let's see. Yeah, I think it needs to be a little thicker. I think I need to add something else to that before I use it. Here's the paper that I found. Found some little bits of paper. Let me make a pocket. Black and white pocket. What did I have? A mouse. A mouse. I have a mouse. I want the mouse. It's actually a cookie jar, I think. I want the mouse. I don't want to cover up all the... If I did it that way, I can cover that up and I can still see some of it, but I don't want to waste all that. I like that circle pattern. Ooh, someone's having soup today. It's too hot here for soup. It's a super day. That's funny. It's a super day. Disneyland stuff? Disney wants his money. All that stuff is just way too expensive. Too expensive for my purse anyway. I can't get a very deep pocket with that. I am gonna have to go somewhere else. Get a pocket. Really just my mind is not doing well. Here, we can put that there. I'm going to glue that on and then put another piece of paper over it for a pocket. That's what I'm going to do. We can put the mouse underneath there. Just do it. Stop thinking about it. I'm not a huge Disney person. My kids always loved the Disney movies, the cartoons. You saw this, you saw a paper pad at Tuesday morning for Disney. That'd probably be the best place to get Disney stuff without too much money. I did not cut that very well. Did not. Oh well, we can trim. We can trim. I've been to Disneyland. I was only 6. I do remember it though. And I've been to Disney World. I only went once. I've been to Epcot 2 times. I like Epcot a little bit better. I think most adults like Epcot just a little bit better. Okay, I'm trying to make a pocket. I need to make a pocket. I need to make a pocket, and I am run out of time. You went to Disneyland on your honeymoon. That's funny. That's funny. Let's see here. I think I just need a piece of regular paper, which I don't think I've got, to make a pocket from, so I don't waste any of my scrapbook paper. And put a pocket, and then I'll put the mouse on top of the pocket. So we can put things in the pocket, the mouse on it. So, I am going to stop there and try to stay sane the next couple of days. I will see you on Tuesday. I'll probably be working in this junk journal because it's the only thing I have out, and the other one as well. So I do apologize. I have everything else pretty much packed up so that they don't get dust and everything inside everything. So I don't lose everything is my major problem. So I hope you guys enjoyed the treasures, and one day I will be going through my jar collections. It'll probably take just about as long because I've got a lot of jars. A lot of jars, a lot of junk in jars and boxes and all that stuff. Oh, here was some paper. This would have worked. This would have worked. Now I find it. This would work perfectly. Yay. So I will let you go, and I'm sure you all will be looking for your treasures and collecting your fun stuff and finding boxes and jars and and all that fun stuff. So I look forward to seeing your pictures in art experiments. Little jars and little little bits to put your little fun things in. Little tiny whatever we can find stuff. And I look forward to seeing the pictures of all your fun stuff. Yeah, I didn't get that. Yeah, I'm just not doing very well at all. Not doing well at all. Hopefully I won't cut the string that ties or that's sewed all this together. I'm having a time, guys. Having a time. Having a time. It's not going to get any better anytime soon. I have 3 days of madness to survive. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Cross your fingers for me that I don't kill anybody, please. I will see you on Tuesday. Thanks everyone for spending some time and having some fun with me. Bye.